I don't know if you know, you might be living under a rock like Patrick, but One Piece Chapter 1000 just dropped for all of us English readers, and I'm beyond excited to see where the story is going. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I just finished reading it, and I recently caught up to One Piece during quarantine, and it's by far one of my favorite manga / anime of all time. But once Chapter 1000 dropped, there was no doubt in my mind that One Piece is the greatest anime / manga of all time. A lot of people might argue with my opinion saying that DBZ or Naruto is the best, but fuck you, your opinion is valid, but this is a subjective video and this is my opinion. See, One Piece carried me through a lot of my sophomore year of college. It helped me get through some really dumb classes like pre-calc. Who's gonna use pre-calc? I just watched One Piece the whole time. But you guys aren't here to hear about my problems. You're here to talk about Chapter 1000 of One Piece. This journey to Chapter 1000 has been insane. All the past arcs have been hyping up to this encounter of Luffy facing off against Kaido, and here's your fair warning now, there's going to be a lot of spoilers for Chapter 1000 and of One Piece in general. If you haven't started reading One Piece or watching it, do it now, it's for the better good of society. To start off, holy sh**, Luffy finally did it. He finally used a new move that we haven't seen before. He finally attacked Kaido, and he actually did something to make him look weak. I just want to start by saying the fan service in Chapter 1000 is through the roof. I honestly felt like that Nintendo 64 kid. I haven't had this rush of joy in so long. I want to start off by saying the panel that speaks to me the most in this chapter is the panel that Monkey D. Luffy states, "I am Monkey D. Luffy, the man that will surpass you two," meaning Big Mom and Kaido, "and who will become the king of the pirates." You can call me a little bit or anything, but Jesus Christ, when I heard this for the first time, I cried like a little baby. See, there's a lot of reasons to cry, and I want to start off by saying, during Wano, one of the major plot points driving Luffy is that he wants to take down Kaido because of the effects of the Smile Fruit, and of course his plan with Law. But one of the main things of Luffy's character is that he has his own sense of justice. I mean, we could see it through a lot of arcs. For example, in Water 7, we see that he wants to save his crewmate Robin, and literally starts a war against the government because of it. As we have seen in Wano, Kaido has destroyed the land and its people that was there before he even got there. He has experimented on them via Smile Fruits and hasn't treated them right. Because of this, there's no way Luffy isn't going to fight back. But the big thing is that this journey all the way up to Kaido has lasted around 8 years. Punk Hazard, for those that haven't been reading or watching for the longest, started in 2012. I was 11 then. I'm 19 now. Imagine the people that are my age reading One Piece still or watching One Piece. They probably have kids or something like that, but when Punk Hazard came out, they were in college. A cool thing that we have seen throughout each arc leading up to Wano is that there has been consistently something said about Kaido or plot points reaching to Kaido. In Gerosa, when Luffy was taken down Don Flamingo, he was told that they didn't know who they were messing with and Kaido would come for them and him. Then in Whole Cake Island, due to the Straw Hat crew embarrassing Big Mom, she ends up chasing them all the way to Wano, and now Big Mom is part of the big fight with Luffy and Kaido. Of course, we have Zao, where the crew ends up fighting against Jack without knowing who Jack was, and of course that leads Kaido to wanting to know a bit more about Monkey D. Luffy. Now of course, we know that Kaido is the strongest man alive, and the only people that could really damage him are the Scabbards and Odin, of course. But Luffy in this chapter does the unthinkable. Most of us would have assumed because the plot has progressed, but Luffy ends up making Kaido look weak. Even Big Mom was shocked at this. I mean, you should see the memes on Twitter going around. I'll probably pop some up right now, but the vibes of Luffy wanting to become Pirate King is through the roof in this chapter. There's another thing that stands out in this chapter is that Luffy has this silhouette after he says that quote I said earlier in the video, and it honestly looks like Roger. I mean, a lot of situations Roger is seen in this like black silhouette, and it's usually when he says something important, like what he says to Rayleigh, or of course at the beginning of One Piece where he's about to die and he's like, oh, go find the One Piece. It's just pretty cool to see that Oda's trying to make this parallel between Luffy and Roger, and that Luffy will truly become the Pirate King. That silhouette of Luffy really just made me think to myself, man, a picture can say 1,000 words, and to any One Piece fan, this truly proved that saying. Also, another big point is that Kaido ate the fish fruit, which you might have not known if you haven't read chapter 999, but the parallels between the first chapter and this chapter is insane. Even in the first chapter, we see Luffy punch a fish, and then in chapter 1000, we see Luffy punch a big boy fish. I mean, he's a Gyarados. He is a guy that ate the fish fruit, and he's just a big dragonfish, and it's pretty cool to see that the parallels that Oda was going for. I mean, maybe it was unintentional or not on purpose, but it's cool to see that, you know, in the first chapter, chapter, Luffy, his smallest villain or his biggest villain at the time was a fish, but in chapter 1000 it's a Yonko on the status of possibly Pirate King if Luffy doesn't defeat him. It's just cool to see Luffy's progression, even though of course he has to progress through 1000 chapters, but you know, it's a cool callback to the first chapter. Besides the ending of the chapter, the build-up in this chapter is insane. Another reason this chapter is amazing is the way Oda handles Luffy as a character. At the end of each overarching battle in One Piece, there's usually a moment where some character is on the verge of death, and Luffy swoops in to save the day. It's integral to Luffy's character, no matter what the situation is. In this chapter, he has a moment like this, and it just hits so differently. See, when Luffy reaches the top, he's meeting with all the scabbards on the brink of defeat, and Kiyomon crying out to Luffy they cannot meet Odin in the afterlife without saving the land of Wano first, and because of this, Kiyomon begs to Luffy please save the land of Wano, and Luffy without no hesitation just says, yes, of course, this is my friend's country. This moment just truly shows Luffy's characteristic trait of being a reliable, empathetic shonen protagonist, because he just doesn't mind doing it because it's what his friend, you know, wants to protect. It's pretty cool too because Kiyomon has been around since what, like 2013? It's kind of crazy how far this character has come. And then right before Luffy finally attacks Kaido, we see a flashback with Prince Momonosuke, Kiyomon, and the Scabbards talking about Odin. It's pretty cool because it reminds me of that classic Rob Rucci vs. Luffy fight where he has like the flashbacks of all his crewmates and, you know, he wants to protect his nakama and all these people, and especially Robin because he wants Robin to live. And it just feels like pretty nostalgic and a pretty cool callback. I really like that. To conclude, the most important panel of this chapter, one of the most important, was the lineup scene. It was so sick. There's literally a scene with Law, Luffy, Kid, Zoro, and Killer, and it just looks so perfect. I mean, it really does look like the lineup scene in NES Lobby. I don't know if the parallels are supposed to be there in Oda, or if Oda did it on purpose, but it's just so sick. I really love that I'm a One Piece fan right now, and that a lot of people, the One Piece community, is probably gonna enjoy the hell out of this chapter. I cannot wait to see it animated. I'm really excited to see what 2021 has in store for us. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that sub button for more anime content. Have a great holiday, guys. Peace.